You can have a CEO announcement. You can have a board vote. You can have a room full of people saying the transition is orderly. And then one clause, one notice period, or one right of first refusal changes the entire map. We will answer which one matters at the close.
You know the feeling. A founder leaves and everyone looks for the new face. A press release names a successor. A board statement says continuity. The market wants a clean story. But the company is not a story. It is a stack of rights, duties, approvals, and timing constraints. Ask yourself, who can call the meeting? Who can remove the officer? Who gets notice? Who gets to match a transfer? In private companies, the answer is rarely sitting in the job title. It is in the charter, the bylaws, the shareholder agreement, the voting agreement, and the notices that prove a right was actually exercised.
Documents are boring until they become the only witness left. Then the definition section matters. The signature block matters. The date matters. The difference between may and shall matters. The difference between a board power and a shareholder power matters. If you were reading only the announcement, you are reading the least decisive page.
Let me say that again, slowly. Do not begin with the person. Begin with the authority. Who has the power? What triggers it? Who must receive notice? And what happens if nobody responds? That is not a prediction exercise. It is a sequence of events exercise.
Our research desk published a piece called Rights That Nobody Expected Anyone to Exercise. Link in the show notes. Its useful move is to treat the document stack as a diagnostic instrument. Read the right, find the trigger, map the clock, and only then decide whether the headline describes control, influence, or theater. Notice the reframe. The headline asks, who is the new leader? The operator asks, what sequence must occur before the new leader can act? That small change turns anxiety into a work plan. It also gives you a way to compare a public company, a private startup, a tender or rights recovery situation without pretending they are identical.
If you heard part 1, you heard us ask whether the CEO is the ship, the plank, or the rivet. Ep A was the setup. The title is a hypothesis. Today is the payoff. The rights stack is the test. And the documents can tell you the title is steering the vessel, reinforcing it, or merely decorating it. Step 1. Name the decision. Is this a removal, an appointment, a transfer, a sale, a financing, or a vote? If you cannot name the decision, how will you know which document controls it? Step 1, name the decision. Step 2, map the authority. Step 3, start the clock. Step 4, write the counterfactual. Reese to Drew, where do people usually stop too early?
That is the operator test. Can you hand the page to someone else and have them reproduce the answer? If not, you have a story, not a process. Make the map legible. Record the assumptions. Mark the unknowns. Then ask which unknown deserves attention before the next irreversible step.
And here's the handoff. Drew maps the document. Reese stress tests the sequence. If the map says the title controls, but the notice says otherwise, stop. If the economic right survives, but the governance right does not, label both. If the clock is unclear, the clock is the work. That is the playbook. Before you read the clause, separate rights into 3 buckets: control, economics, and timing. Control says who decides. Economics says who is protected. Timing says when the outcome can still change. One document may protect price without granting control. Another may grant a vote without granting speed. The buckets stop a complicated stack, becoming one reassuring label. Keep one discipline. Do not confuse a document that permits an action with one that makes it easy. A right may be real and still require signatures, consents, funds, evaluation, or a court process. The practical questions are, Can it change the outcome? And can it change the outcome in time? That is usable optionality. Now close the loop from the opening question. Think about the ship of Theseus. If every plank is replaced over time, is it still the same ship? In a company, the planks are the people, the contracts, the capital, the code, and the customers. The rivets are the rights that hold a transition together.
The unexpected right is powerful for one reason. It reveals the vessel's real geometry. A matching right shows who can slow a transfer. A consent right shows who can block a counterparty. A notice provision shows when silence becomes a choice. The document does not merely record the story. It sets the channel through which the story can move.
Make the worksheet real. Pick one company, transfer, or leadership question. Put the headline in one column and the controlling documents in another. Underline authority words: appoint, remove, consent, transfer, match, waive, notice. Circle the time words: no trigger, no answer. Send the question back to the document, not forward to the rumor mill.
That is the deeper Ferryman idea. A transition is not a single event. It is a series of permissions, deadlines, and decisions that either preserve the vessel or expose that the vessel depended on one person. Our desk will keep following the rights, the documents, and the operating evidence. The next time a title arrives with a clean narrative, you will know what to do first. Open the attachment, find the authority, and start the clock.